29, let's ride. What's up, y'all? This is OBB, the diecast news guy, and if you didn't probably hear that hint, then we're going to be possibly reviewing a diecast that I think is going to be one of the most well-known and probably, I think, a diecast that you should probably pick up right now in the year 2023, because it's going to be the last time you're going to see this thing ever in diecast form. As long as they don't milk it. They probably will. But you can get this diecast right now from my good friends at Circle B Diecast. Going to make sure to use that promo code OBBYT to get you guys $6 off the shipping. And today we got ourselves a long-awaited diecast review on Kevin Harvick's final ride car that he drove at North Wilkes-Barre. As you can see, this is actually supposed to be, well, I don't want to say it's like a final ride, but it is going to be a car that definitely has a lot of closure to it. The 29 car has returned in the Cup Series. I never thought we would see the day we would see the 29 car with those iconic 2001 GM Goodwrench Atlanta colors, where he got his first Cup win in. We're going to talk more about this in a second, guys. And this car was mounted on a base, so that's why it is kind of wobbly. So, because, you know me, I don't like my bases. But if you're ever curious of how to get these bases off, go and check out my good buddy's YouTube video, Race Craze 95. He has a video that explains how to get this base off. But without further ado, and by the way, as you say, this is a cool box that you'll forever have in your collection. Really nice looking box we got right there for Kevin Harvick. Let's go and start the diecast review, the official unboxing of the Kevin Harvick 2023 Busch Light North Wilkes-Barre throwback car. And alrighty, guys, we got this beautiful diecast out of its box. And wait a minute, am I seeing things, or what is going on with that Busch logo right there? Take a closer look right there. Let's zoom in like Zumba. Well, apparently someone left their fingerprints on this car. Can't say that's Kevin Harvick's or Keelan's or somebody's. And there's also a paint chip where the 29 is. So, sadly, and look, I guess this is the race version, guys. What the fuck happened here? Again, I mean, what? This quality control. Look at this, guys. I don't know if this is this like the decaling? Because look, we got a smear mark right here, more smear marks right here. But then again, people are going to say I shouldn't complain for a diecast that's a $5 car. This thing ain't $5, man. This was an adult collectible that still has quality issues. And this, I don't understand why it's always the white-based cars. Like, you can clearly see just how dirty the EL factory is. Because there's so much, like, it just doesn't look clean, man. Like, do they need to have like a better filtration system in like their factory? Because if that's the shit that they're breathing in and it's getting onto the cars, then that kind of sucks, man. But what can I say? That is the typical line of quality control. I mean, as long as these diecasts don't go up to $15, then I will probably still be buying these cars. But if they do, then yeah, I guess you could say that is probably going to be forever for me. So, but all jokes aside, guys, this is really cool. As I'm showing you guys a very, very close, detailed view on this, because yeah, there are quality issues. But yeah, man, this is really awesome right here. So anybody who is a longtime Kevin Harvick fan, giving a good shout out to my good buddy, Mr. Buddy Poldy of the Big Motor Small Blade podcast. Yeah, I mean, this is just, if you guys were at this race, feel free to comment below, because I bet it felt so cool to not only see Kevin Harvick be behind the wheel in the 29 car, but to have the Busch logo that was ran in 2001, which was known as the NASCAR Busch Series, or Busch Grand National Series, that's pretty cool that they added that touch. And this paint scheme is pretty much exactly what it is. I mean, I know the font looks a little wonky right there, a little sideways too, but man, I can't believe they were able to do this. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, this car ain't really complete. It was a GM car, and this is a Ford. Listen, I don't give a rat's ass about manufacturers, all right? Some of these NASCAR fans just take the manufacturers way too seriously, and they're like, oh, I don't care about the drivers. I just care about if they run the blue ovals and not those damn cheating Toyotas. Those are the boomers, my friends. But I'm happy. I'm really happy that we got this, even though we got the quality issues. But hopefully you guys weren't the suckers that were at, okay, if you guys were at the North Wilkes-Barre race, they, I believe, had this car, or it was at Charlotte that they had this car, and they were charging an absolutely arm and a leg for not only for the 124, I think it was like, what, like $120, but I think for the 164, it was even at a outrageous price. So just be careful, because this car can be easily just scalped up, all right? You can still get it at a good value right now, but it probably will dry up. And another cool feature I like about this is that they have the Forever logo on the bottom. That's pretty nice. I mean, Lionel didn't really have to do that, but they put it on there. Even on the NASCAR Authentics cars that we got for this year, like the Kevin Harvick green card, they have the Forever printing, not on the bottom, but on the packaging. So really like that feature that we got. And I didn't realize they even put Team Realtree. Remember the Team Realtree car that Kevin Harvick used to drove? So just a lot of cool sponsors that I'm just noticing that just kind of making their comeback. As I don't think my camera wants to focus into going on all these fine details, but yeah, dude. And anybody who's a Harvick fan, you are going to know what this painting represents. I mean, Kevin Harvick, hear about Kevin Harvick's story in the NASCAR Cup Series, how he was, he wasn't like your traditional driver, all right? You know, he got put into a situation, which, of course, you know, this was technically Dale Sr.'s replacement after he unfortunately, NASCAR unfortunately lost Dale Sr. after the 2001 Daytona 500. So, fun fact, that was my first NASCAR race as well, watching on TV. I know, kind of screwed up to say, but everyone's got to start somewhere. So, it is just like, anybody who grew up in the 2000s, you know you're getting old, because this is literally, I think Kevin Harvick's like one of the last, if not probably, he is probably, I think, might be, in terms of like, you know, where all the other drivers were, the only driver I think that's still racing from the year, 2000 and 2001. Everyone else kind of came a little bit later. So, or maybe you could probably say he's probably the only guy left that has raced in the Winston Cup Series. So, that just tells you right there, man. But I haven't really been the biggest Kevin Harvick fan, as this diecast is pretty slippery, so I'm literally just, you know, slipping out my freaking fingers. I never really have been a fan of him, because, you know, I just... you know, he always had that bad boy attitude, but I loved his story, how he came to the Cup Series. He originally drove, I think, the original car, I think, was like white with black black accents, but then they changed it to red. And once it came to that third race at Atlanta, guys, that's when everything changed, and that is when Harvick made that iconic move, which, by the way, I'm showing you guys his 2005 GM Goodwrench car to give you guys a little comparison, but this is such an iconic car, guys. I mean, if you end up going to the Richard Childress Racing Museum or the shop, you're going to know that this car is probably going to be there, all right? Or wherever the hell it is, as far as I know. Because it's so iconic. Sure, Harvick never won a championship with RCR, but man, he's always found a way to just win the big races. I mean, the guy's won multiple Brickyard 400s. I mean, 3 if I'm not mistaken, ironically, for Dale. But I think a lot of Dale Sr. fans really appreciated what Harvick did. I mean, I tell you what, man. Harvick was put in a situation where I think a lot of kids probably wouldn't do too well. But, you know, there was something about Kevin Harvick that has said, you know, he definitely proved himself. And after that third race, when he won at Atlanta in a photo finish style with one of the, you know, best drivers on the market from 2000, Jeff Gordon, yeah, that's when you knew a new superstar was coming to NASCAR, and it was Happy Harvick himself, man. But it was so cool to see this, guys. And again, we got to thank Richard Childress Racing and Ars and Storehouse Racing for bringing this to life, man. I mean, sure, it's not exactly like it, but it is pretty cool. And to show you guys another comparison, here is the Kevin Harvick 2013 Budweiser car. The last time we ever got a number 29 diecast in diecast form. I'm aware they did brought it back for like a few, you know, various reasons. Following Kevin Harvick's departure after 2013. But I thought that was pretty cool. Of course, you know, some people are probably not going to like this review because of a certain sponsor, but we're here for a diecast review with no, you know, with all the shits and giggles out of the blue. I would have to say this is definitely a one you got to go out and get, because come on, dude. I mean, as long as it doesn't have any quality issues, I'm probably going to, I don't know, I did rip the base off, but maybe I could try to get my money back or use an eraser or something, because that just shows you that the quality still stinks on these things. But glad we got this in the diecast form. But feel free to comment below what you guys have to share about this, as this is going to wrap up the NASCAR diecast review of Kevin Harvick's number 29 Busch Light Ford Mustang. It's considered an Atlanta throwback, but not really, but still is pretty cool for Storehouse Racing and not Richard Childress Racing. Comment, subscribe, and this has been OBB, and I'll see you guys next time on another diecast review, and head for the mountains, y'all.